Are you making money in your business but wondering where it's going? Are you trying to save some money in your business? Well, today that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. Hey everyone, my name is Abby Johnson. I'm with Matterhorn Business Development. We are business mentors and profit advisors. Specifically, I work with our clients on managing their cash more profitably. So that means I help them decide what to do once they have the cash, where to put it to make sure that they are being profitable. And part of that is by managing their expenses. How do they save money? So I'm going to talk about the 3 top areas that I always talk about with every client when it comes to cutting expenses or looking at saving money. Number 1, and I think this applies to any business, is subscriptions. If you're in business, no matter what kind of business, I'm sure you have some sort of auto debit or subscription coming out of your bank account every month, maybe every week, depending on what kind of expense it is. So these are things like software programs, apps, even your payroll you have a payroll fee probably if you're running through a payroll company, anything like that. Think of it as the equivalent in your personal finances as Netflix, Disney Plus, Sirius XM if you have that, something like that. So every kind of business usually has something like this in this digital age. You probably have a CRM, which is like a database for your customers, or you have a Zoom account that you're paying for, or maybe you have your QuickBooks fee for your accounting. You're probably going to have one of these fees. Now, why I bring it up is these fees are really easy to get out of control. It's really easy to see something and say, oh, that's only $10 a month. But those $10 can add up. If you buy 8 things for $10 a month, that's $80 a month. So the first thing I would look at is go through your bank statement and look at all of those auto things, those things that are just coming out of your account without you thinking about it, and really look at every single one and see if you're actually using every single thing. And also look at if you're using that tier of commitment from that thing. An example of this is I use a system called Asana.com. This is for project management, task management. There is a free version of Asana.com, or you can, get a paid version, get more features. I use Asana with my clients. I set them up with a free account. This is how we manage tasks that we're working on. And I set them up with a free account because they don't need the paid account. I don't need to pay for their account, and they don't need to be paying for it. So I really looked at the features that were in that paid tier and whether I needed them or not. So look at the different softwares you're paying for. Can you use the free version? Are you using the paid version? Are you using the $300 tier you're paying for, or could you back down to the $200 tier? So this might be a little bit of a task, but this is probably the quickest way you can instantly start saving money. Okay, number 2 is going to be your workspace or your office space. So depending on your industry or what business you're in, you may be paying for a workspace. And this is something to look at in terms of, are you utilizing that space? You're going to see a theme here. Are you utilizing the things you're paying for? That's kind of the overarching theme of this video. But in your workspace, are you using it? Now, during the pandemic, a lot of us have moved to working from home. I know here at Matterhorn, we had an office space that we would meet at least once a week. We would film videos there. But we found in the last year that we could do without it, and that saved us a lot of money by moving out of that space. It was beautiful, it was great, and we loved it, but it just wasn't a good use of our dollars in the end. We found we are actually more productive working from home. Now, that might not be right for everyone. A lot of industries need a communal space for their staff to get together, or they need to be able to store materials or something like that. But look at the space that you're renting, or if you're looking to rent a space, and look at things like, okay, is this maybe a higher quality of space that I don't necessarily need? Maybe this space is a little bit prettier, but it's going to be $500 a month more than the space that's more basic. Maybe this space is 2,000 square feet, but I actually really only need 1,000 square feet. So before you commit to a space, definitely look at those things. If you're already in a space in the middle of a lease, look at, when your lease is coming up, maybe start looking for a more affordable space if you feel like you aren't really utilizing that space you're in. Another thing you can do that I've seen some of my clients do is they might have a couple extra rooms in their office area and they actually can sublease out to other business owners, someone who's maybe a solopreneur and just wants one room that they can go to and get out of the house. You could do something like that, and that will also save you money. Okay, number 3 is payroll. Now, payroll is usually one of the biggest expenses in a business, at least businesses that are over the $250,000, $500,000 mark when they are getting more employees at that point. Now, this can be tricky because I'm not saying go on a firing spree and cut all of your staff. But what I am saying is look at the employees you have or the subcontractors you have or the virtual assistant, whatever it may be, and make sure that they're really delivering on what they're supposed to be delivering on. If you're paying someone X amount of dollars a week, are they really delivering that much value for you? Are they doing their job? Are they actually dead weight and not worth what you're paying them or slacking off? And you do need to let them go and hire someone more productive in their place. This can be a hard thing to look at, a hard decision to make, but this is business and you are wasting money on an employee that's not delivering for you. Another example of this, which didn't involve firing anyone, was we have a client where she had 2 girls in her office that were in charge of billing insurance. So all they did was billing insurance and collecting money from insurance. Now, this is a very important position in their office because it literally has to do with the income and receiving money for the business. Now, what she found was these 2 girls were sitting up front. Other employees, other staff would come up to them, start chatting with them throughout the day, and distract them. And they weren't getting as much done as they could because they were getting distracted by all of these things at the front desk. So what she did was she had a small room in the back and she actually cleaned it out, put desks in there, put phones in there, set it up all nice for them, and they now had their own dedicated office. And even the employees themselves started commenting on how much work they were getting done. They couldn't believe how much more productive they were, and they hadn't even realized how distracted they were getting up at the front desk. So this is saving this business owner money in multiple ways. She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to cut anyone's pay or fire anyone, but she's now making those existing employees more productive. And not only are they more productive, but they're also collecting more money because that is their actual position in the office. So there are many other areas you can go through and look at saving money in your business. I actually have another video called How to Cut Expenses in Your Business that you can check out. But to me, these are kind of the top 3 that I always talk about with all of my clients. So if you liked this video, make sure you subscribe. We're putting out 3 videos a week and you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of those. And if you're interested in making more revenue and more profit, check out our program, Adventure to Profit. All you have to do is go to adventuretoprofit.com. That's where you can learn how to get personal mentoring from me and the Matterhorn team. Just fill out a quick application on that site. We'll make sure you're a good fit for our program and we'll go from there. I'll see you next time.